Meanwhile, top U.S. officials claim the airstrikes did not target ISIL and the Russian military acted, quote, unprofessionally. CCTV's Jessica Stone joins us live from the White House with that side of the story. Jessica.
Now, see, it strikes me that, you heard Nathan just mention that everybody agrees you can't win this alone on the battlefield, but it's very clear that the Russian airstrikes are making the battlefield even more complicated. The White House, though, for its part, is playing it cool, saying that it's really no surprise that Russia has launched these airstrikes. It was already moving material and equipment into Syria, President Putin negotiated with President Obama just a couple of days ago from that very position. Well, we're learning that the United States only got 1 hour's notice, despite that very recent meeting between the two presidents about these airstrikes, and that discussions between the Russian and the U.S. militaries about trying to stay out of each other's way, they haven't even begun. The U.S. says the coalition will continue its mission in Syrian airspace, and the U.S. also says Russian military action will backfire because they're not going after terror group ISIL.
It does appear that they were in areas where there probably were not ISIL forces, and that is precisely one of the problems with this whole approach.
And you heard me reference the meeting between the two presidents earlier this week at the United Nations. We're told by the White House that one of the focuses there was really trying to keep the militaries out of each other's way, but also finding a way to cooperate going forward. So is the door still open for that? And can Russia play a constructive role, according to the White House, going forward? I asked the White House press secretary that very thing.
If a Russian offer is made that is constructive when it comes to cooperating with the broader international coalition to degrade and ultimately destroy ISIL, we would readily accept it. But that's not an offer that Russia has made thus far.
And Asi, I think it also has to be said that in the discussion that Defense Secretary Ash Carter had with the media earlier today, he basically said, look, it looks to be that the Russians are targeting non-ISIL entities, leaving open the possibility that Russia's in fact targeting Assad's enemies, the Syrian opposition, which the United States has gone a long way to try to arm and equip and train. And admittedly, the program has not been very successful. But we do also know that that program has been on pause, and there's going to be a sort of review of how to make it work better going forward.
And Jessica, before we let you go, anything significant about the timing of these Russian airstrikes?
Well, I kind of asked that also of the White House because I think the timing is interesting, coming after the two leaders met, but also really close to after the U.S. government admitted that the Syrian training program had been a failure. And I also think it's very key to note that the migrant crisis has gotten to a tipping point in Europe, and that it's really been the focus of the United Nations meeting. So we're really seeing Russia come out and try to offer its own solution, not only diplomatically at the United Nations, but now militarily on the ground, or I should say in the air.
Jessica Stone, live for us at the White House. Thank you.